hey, like, oh, well, so we need a decision about this, and we'd be like, well, y'all go out, and we'd be, we'll call y'all in a minute, after we, talk about it. So, and that talking time would be about like 10 seconds of conversation, and the rest would be prayer.
Wow.
So just being able to be in that place to where, we're talking, and even during one of the decisions, I was talking to Kiera, and she was talking to the doctor, and mid-sense I was like, oh, did you hear something about that? Did the Holy Spirit tell you something about that? And, just, that's where we're at. We're not about just making decisions. I know that there's mistakes inevitably that I'm going to make as a father. But just knowing that the Holy Spirit is there to lead me and guide me, and that I don't have to guess as to what I need to do, and make mistakes just because my knowledge is so limited as far as what I need to do and how it's going to affect my son later on in his life. It just gives me a little bit of comfort that I don't have to rely on myself. I've done a lot of reading. And a lot of different articles say a lot of different things, and the nurses, say different things, and the doctors say, and it's a lot of theory on how to be a parent. But God doesn't, He doesn't work in theory.
That's right.
So He just works in truth, and that's it.
That's right.
So I'm grateful and thankful for that.
Amen.
Feed the Streets was fantastic yesterday.
All right.
It started off extremely slow. Y'all know we start at 1 p.m. And then we end at around 3 p.m. and start wrapping things up. And we probably saw about one, maybe two people.
Okay.
All the way up until like 2:30. And after like 2:30, it started jumping. Like everybody started coming. The weather, it's always so beautiful the way that God handles it, because it always says it's going to be bad weather for Feed the Streets. It was raining when we got out there, just a little bit of drizzle. We set up the tables. By the time we set up the tables, it was a good day. Sun opened up, clouds cleared out the way. It was just a beautiful day. And it just shows just God's favor.
That's right.
And as soon as we left, though, it was back to raining. And that's how it always happens. When it's snowing, it'll stop snowing. We'll have our Feed the Streets, and when we're done, and then it'll go back to snowing. Because God is just so good. But we had an opportunity to talk to quite a few people and have some good prayer, and I'll mention their names in the prayer circle too. But there was a gentleman named Randy in particular that really, just touched my heart and touched my soul, who was walking out there, and he just gave his testimony. And he said that he had a wife and 3 kids, and they were divorced. And just with some marital issues, he said he went out on his own. He started his own electrical business, doing well, making some good money. And he said he had it for just 6 months, though, and it all fell apart. And he said it was because of his greed and seeking after the things of the world. So he said that he was making good money, working 5 days a week. But he was, instead of just doing his 10 hours, he was doing 16-hour days because he was planning for the next jobs. Then he started working 6 days a week. Then he started working 7 days a week. Then his employees started stealing from his business and taking his equipment and things like that. And he said once everything came to a head, he got to a place and he said, God, why me? Why did you open this door for me and close it? And he said that the Holy Spirit told him, now, what was it that you said that you were going to do if I open this door entrepreneurship for you?
There you go.
And he said that his answer was that he was going to give it to God.
Yes.
And that he was going to, spend more time with the Lord. But he didn't. And just him coming into that revelation, just understanding and God speaking directly to him, like I told you. That I was going to take care of this for you, but you said, and he didn't hold up his end of the deal. Well, so many times, we get to a place where we're like, God, why this? God, why that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we got to check ourselves. So it was just truly a blessing that he wasn't out there having a pity party for his situation, that he was hopeful, that he was seeking a church home, and that he knew where he needed to be as far as, the word and where God stood and everything like that. And we prayed with him, and he prayed for us, and it was just a beautiful time out there in the Lord. I don't know if that's my testimony, that's his testimony, but it just lifted me up. They had my eyeballs sweating out there. That's what I'm gonna say what was happening. Eyeballs were sweating during just some of the prayer circles. But it was just good stuff. It's been a great week, just all together. Baby being born, We even got to get a little bit of the Bible study too. Miss Grandma here was FaceTiming.
Okay,
You know,
that's
so
right.
we got some of that too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just good. It's good to be in the house of the Lord. It's good to be, you know, understanding where we need to stand as far as God. Because people say, you know, well, you know, you're a young man and you know you're on the right track and things like that, and you know you're lucky to be in the position that you're in and you know have the faith that you have. But God has truly opened my eyes to understand that it's either that or it's this. And that doesn't have anything for me.
Right.
It has nothing out there, and there's no good end game for anything that the world has. And every day that we do feed the streets, we see, you know, what the end game is. So I'm just thankful to be here this morning. Y'all enjoy the service because I definitely will as well. Amen.